Japan is a country island located in the Pacific Ocean. This island lacks energy resources, metals, and other types of agricultural resources for their industry and for their population. And it has high competitive neighbors like China and Russia, but at the same time, it has developed some good strategies to become one of the most successful economies in the world.
Agriculture, farming, and fishing form the primary sector of industry of the Japanese economy. Japanese food, especially the traditional diet of fish, vegetables, fermented foods, and rice, is defined by both its healthy properties and overall quality. From the aid point of view, in Japan, the official development assistant is an arm of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The goal of the office is to help developing nations with supplies, civil engineering, and other assistance. The ODA was started in 1954 after Japan signed the Colombo Plan, which pledged to provide aid to nations who need it. About water and dependencies in Japan, the amount of water actually used, intake amount in 2014, is approximately 83.5 billion meters cube, which is equivalent to roughly 20% of the mean inventory of water resources. Japan, as a member of the international organization focusing on economic development, including the World Bank and the Asian Development Bank, became a greater international financial power in 1980s. Japan is the third largest national economy in the world after the United States and China in terms of nominal GDP. Japan has a large industrial capacity and is home to some of the largest and most technological advanced producers of motor vehicles, electronics, ships, textiles, and processed foods.
Japan's energy mix has undergone considerable changes since the Fukushima nuclear disaster, resulting in growing natural gas imports and coal use. Defense cooperation with the US is crucial for Japan's energy security, and the Middle East and Southeast Asia are Japan's most important sources of energy. The oil imbalance in the Asia-Pacific and North America has worsened over the past decade. There's no stockpiling facility in Asia, and that is why there's a need to design an implementation plan for collective oil stockpiling in the region. Energy security is a matter of national security for Japan. Competition for scarce energy resources and the attempts to secure their delivery could constitute potential interstate tensions. All states are keen to avoid conflict over sources of energy. However, in the event of a conflict, it's likely that antagonistic states will attack their adversaries' energy sources or supplies.
Historically, Japan has been very isolated due to its geographical location and its strict governmental homogeneity enforcements. Only with the beginning of the 19th century did they begin to receive an influx of individuals from China, Korea, and Taiwan, leading to a slight demographic change. On the other hand, in the post-war era, cities' economic activity began to expand, causing a large increase in rural to urban migration, along with the baby boom. It provided an adequate domestic supply of labor. Overall, the availability of low-skilled jobs, the rising value of the yen, and the government's lenient immigration policies made Japan an appealing migration destination. At present, immigration facilitation remains a widely used tactic by the Japanese government as a means to cope with the aging population. The median age of the Japanese person is 47.3 years.
Japan is an island country in East Asia. The main geopolitical region of focus for Japan is the Pacific Rim. For years, the goal for Japan has been to become the only leader in the region. Japan has very close economic and military ties to the US and considers it to be its most important ally. Americans have military bases in Japan. Japan sees China as its main rival. The country poses itself as a counterbalance to the increasing Chinese influence in the Pacific Rim. Japan tries to constrain Russian influence in the region. Two countries still have not signed a peace treaty after the end of the Second World War. Relations between Japan and North Korea are marked by tension and hostility, mainly because of North Korea's nuclear program. Concerning South Korea, Japanese government believes it to be the most important neighbor which shares the same values. It's American ally as well.
After 70 years, the Japanese embargo on arms export has finally lifted, mainly due to a perception of threat from Russia, China, and North Korea. Japanese self-defense force to provide security and peace regionally and globally, and has established that weapons will not be transferred to a country that violates international treaties or UN Security Council resolution. Tokyo has already established a military base in Djibouti from where they send troops for counter-piracy operation off the coast of Somalia in the Gulf of Aden. Japan was ranked 8th on the list of the current global military strength according to the SIPRI, and it had signed many bilateral military agreements with the US, and together with Australia, France, England, Germany, and among other countries, has become a major arms exporter and importer.
Japan has increased its spending on official development assistance and has also launched a series of new global initiatives in climate change finance and women empowerment. Then, Japanese contemporary culture and lifestyle is clearly a way of soft power. We see that Japan's culture and foreign policy has used to further geopolitical goals. For instance, its culture has not isolated the country's geopolitical position and its ambitions in the world. According to Freedom House, Japan enjoys the freedom of press. However, some journalists have been critics with Shinzo Abe's agenda, for instance, in nuclear power industry and its rolling back in post-war pacifism. Japan's nationalist education agenda comes under criticism as well. Japanese government reforms require state-run colleagues to raise the country's flag and sing the national anthem, while decision-making power at universities is being centralized by Abe.
As a conclusion, Japan's policies in some cases resulted controversial, and in others proved to be a way of national openness to foreign influence. Therefore, the country and its government has proved to be successful in assuring its national survival and continuity.